If you're a person of prayer, you can fall into a trap of having one way that you want the Lord to answer your prayers. And that way is usually a good thing because it's an area of your life that you have faith for the Lord to do it in. And you can see in your heart of hearts, like, hey, this is the way God has used me in the past, and this is the way that God answers the prayers that I pray for. Um, but that also can be a pitfall in that we start to box God in to our expectation and demands and fail to see how God works in his wonder and majesty. Over and over again in the Bible, we see creative and unique ways where God met people, intervened in their lives, brought about healing. Sometimes you get spit upon, sometimes he sends a word of revelation, sometimes he lays his hands on people, sometimes he speaks. There's just a huge variety in the way that Jesus mentors us in a life of prayer, of intervention for other people. But we have a tendency to get into a habitual way because it brings confidence to our fleshly man. We have confidence that if I make this cross a certain way, if I put oil on this certain way, if I use this phrase, that brings a man-made confidence. And in one sense, that's not bad. It's good to have that confidence, but it's another to have that as the end result. So I encourage us as we become people of prayer and walk this out over decade and decade and decade, uh, to go ahead and have our tendencies, but allow our vision to always be on God to do things in creative and wonderful ways. And one of the hardest ways to keep an ongoing vision is the use of time. There's a tendency when we pray that we want to see the answer now, because then that affirms us as a praying person. So if I lay my hands on someone and immediately they're healed, I get a little kudo. Haha. It's harder when I lay my hands on someone and pray for them, and then I have to keep, or I get to keep, either way how you want to look at it, a joyful heart and a faithful heart through the process of them being restored. Uh, and then it even becomes more entangled when God uses their restoration with other people involved. So there's this ongoing dynamic of what it's like to have time involved in our praying and undergirding of other people.